Hello, beautiful people. Episode 14, Cosmic Consciousness Pod with John and Sam. How's everybody doing out there today? How are you?
They're great. I'm great.
Sweet.
Cat's great. How are you?
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Great. Awesome.
Cosmo's great.
So what are we jumping into today, Sam?
All right. Well, it was Thanksgiving. We took a week off of recording.
Yes.
And during that time, Thanksgiving morning, I got DNA results from Ancestry. So we'll talk about assigning value to memories, experiences, maybe our upbringing a little bit. Let's preface the story a little. So I'm 35. I grew up thinking I didn't know my dad.
Okay.
I grew up thinking my grandfather was kind of my father figure.
Right.
There's been some great men in my life, some not so great men,
Yeah.
But it's kind of the age-old story, right? Of like, oh, I don't have a dad, or I don't know my dad. It turns out I do. I did know my dad.
Right.
And so I got that news on Thanksgiving morning.
Nice.
And getting that news, I realized that this person has been in my life consistently from the beginning, trying to be a positive force in my life, in my existence. And he had even told me, even if you're not my child, you're still wonderful and valuable, and I love you, and I'm gonna be there for you.
Nice.
And I accepted it as a nice
gesture.
a fatherly figure in my life.
Yeah.
But that feeling of I still, there's a man out there who knows he has a child who didn't want to be with her.
Yeah.
That was still in me.
Yeah.
Until that very moment when it came back, and I went to tell the men. They're both sleeping. It's 7 a.m.-ish on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, hey, my dad is Troy. And they know who he is because every holiday I say, oh, this one's from Troy. Oh, this is from Troy. Yeah. He's just there. And in an instant, I started crying and said, my dad never left.
Yeah.
And it's been the craziest almost week now, where each day it settles into me more.
Right.
That's not my story.
Yeah.
My father did not leave me. I was not abandoned. I am whole. I know who I am, all of the things, and there's a lot of things that go along with being African.
Nice.
That's so cool. And this is for a different episode, but I've always felt drawn to African dance.
Right. Specifically.
I'm a dancer, I'm a performer, and I've always loved it, but never wanted to appropriate the culture.
Yeah.
I'm really, really sensitive to that, and now I see why. It's my own culture.
Yeah.
So of course I wouldn't want to appropriate that. But it really stuck out to me that now I'm recognizing I'm not accepting the same kind of things in my life. I'm not feeling that lack anymore. I feel lighter, I feel more vibrant, and it's all in a moment of information.
Because of belief shift.
Yes. Nice. So I thought of you immediately.
That's fine. And
thought, oh, it's reassigning the value.
Yeah.
Reassigning the value. My whole 35 years have been experienced one way.
Yeah.
And all it took was one missing fact to be filled in to change the whole view of the experience.
It's like another side of the story.
Yep.
A little bit of proof here.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to that book, The Body Keeps the Score.
Mm-hmm.
So then everything is like kind of formulated in our own subconscious, our nervous system. It's all planned and then instilled by 6, 7, 8 years old. So those stories you told
6,
yourself.
7.
Yeah, well, 6 to 8 years old. Let me say that. 6 to 8 years old. That's when everything kind of gets locked in to what our true belief system is and how we've assigned values to things. And it's crazy in an instant. You can go back in and rewire. Like, hey, maybe, boom.
Yeah.
And then it lands completely different within the body, frees it up immediately.
Yep.
Releases everything that was stored, and then you can properly heal.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And that's what most people just don't understand is like, depending on your upbringing or your childhood or whatever, who you were around most of the time up until about 8 years old, all those beliefs that were formulated in your mind and your nervous system. That's what I'm learning a lot too, is like we have consciousness, but then we also have a nervous system that like the consciousness will slip, a lot of stuff can slip past the filter, if you will, of the subconscious mind or the conscious mind, but nothing slips past our nervous system.
No.
Like the nervous system recognizes, it takes in every single thing. It's like the subconscious mind can be, I don't know, running 1,000 different scenarios at a time or like all these different places at once, but the nervous system is locked into everything and it holds information.
Yeah.
And that information can like do you harm or it can do you like great good.
Right.
If it's like filtered the right way and done the right way and thought about the right way.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's the amazing thing, is the nervous system is kind of our road, I guess. It's the thing that we ride on through the day. And if your nervous system is bumpy, and there's potholes, and it's all over the place, then your path is really scattered.
Yeah.
And so getting the nervous system really in line gets us more in alignment with ourselves and with our path. Because when our nervous system is heightened and freaked out, and we're in fight or flight or fawn or freeze or all the different F's that they're finding.
Yeah.
When we're in that state, we can't make the right aligned decisions because we're not aligned.
Correct. Your emotions are out of whack.
Right. So even me, someone who works in this space, does this work every day, all the time, even I miss these things. And we all do.
Yeah.
You know, we all do. That's why we have other people in our lives to mirror. But I missed this whole core thing and how much it was impacting my friendships, my romantic relationships, the way I show up in my work and in my socials, and how I express myself. And in an instant, it's changed all because my nervous system received this
upgrade.
Safety. Yeah.
Receive an upgrade.
It was like a root chakra moment of like, this is who you are. You have roots. You have a lineage.
Like if you really like study the body and the physiology of our body, like we get new skin every 14 days, a new bone structure like every, I don't know, 3 months or something. Like it's a weird thing, but so you're never stepping into the same person. You never are the same person you were a month ago, because you have a whole completely new set of skin, like new set of cells. Like I think every couple seconds, like 10 million cells die off and are replaced by new cells. So it's like our body's constantly energetically changing, but one stored emotion or one belief that like, oh, my dad left, I wasn't enough. Like one, even if that had that one thought, like kind of went into your subconscious, but that landed in your nervous system and that feeling was locked in.
Yeah.
The body kept that as a score.
Yeah. And
it's stored until you go back in, and that's why the shadow work, meditating, just like sitting. I'm really convinced that most people, like just walking around daily life and just observing, like I was just traveling to Nashville, so airport watching is like some of the best.
Yeah.
Like just people watching, or just like people watching in Nashville. Broadway is like an amazing street with all this stuff, and you just watch. But like people are so, it just seems like so lost and not like present.
Yeah.
They're just like distracted. Everything's a distraction. Everything's this, that, or that, and nobody's like really. I think most people are afraid to sit with their own thoughts.
Yeah.
If you really just like pay attention or just talk to people and just like, hey man, how often do you sit? Oh, never. Like, I get into TikTok land and I'm watching videos of people shooting hogs out of helicopters for 3 hours, and then like I just lose track of time, and like you'll hear stuff like that, like what is like, but we've all done it. We've all been caught in that loop of just like scrolling, and then like 30 minutes go by, an hour go by, and really all you're doing is distracting yourself from what needs to be done or what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So I think we all know and feel that like more is possible.
Yeah. How
do we get there? Like learning how you operate in your operating system is a great place to start.
Right.
Like how do you function? How and assigning the value is the one thing that we have 100% control over as a human.
Yeah.
And we don't have any control over anything else really.
Right.
It's how we remember things, how we write that memory in our subconscious and our nervous system. And then if it was written in a bad way that didn't land maybe a year ago with you, or 6 months ago, or even 30 days ago, 3 hours ago if it didn't land well. Like, go back in and rewrite it so it lands better.
Yeah.
So that you can move forward easier, lighter, healthier.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that go into that.
I think when it comes to practices and what to do, right? Because for me, it was always, what can I do? What can I implement? What can I bring in? Right. And what I'm learning is less things.
Yeah.
Less practices, less learning. I love to learn.
Yeah.
Always, I mean, you know, come in here with your
right.
profile. I'm like, look at this cool new thing.
Yeah.
Or like, I haven't even looked at it. And so I do have a Gemini Mars, so it makes me a little bit scattered, but that created a little bit of overwhelm. Yeah. I had too many tools. Because I'm in this space, I know everything I could do. You know, not everything, but I know a lot of practices.
It's a lot of distractions if you're not like have an end goal or like what is it that I'm after?
Committing to something.
Yeah, it's like you're just getting information, and there's so much information, you'll never have all the information. That's another crazy thing about being human. There's so much information from, we don't even know how this planet started, like how old it is, how old the civilization, like if there's 3-finger mummies sharing the planet with us, like there's so many things that are unknown, and there's so much information that we'll never know it all. But I think a lot of people distract themselves by trying to learn so much, and it kind of takes them away from just doing the work. And just like putting a goal in front of you. I want to get here. I want to do this. I want to improve on this. I want to improve on this. Okay. If you want to improve your health, okay, maybe you need to do some research, get some information, and then once you have that information, then go to work on it. Implement, not spend 5 years trying to get more information, another study, this, that.
Now you're dead.
Yeah, it's like, man, just put the time in, figure it out, maybe rewire a belief.
Yeah, one at a time, right? I think where I got stuck was, I've got so many. You know, there's this event, there was this event, what do I start with? How do I start rewiring? And so it's just all of it. And that became overwhelming, put my nervous system into that overwhelmed state. What I'm learning is I don't need maybe to do another yoga practice. Maybe I need to sit outside and read my book. Which is no information coming in. I'm not learning. I'm not working on myself. I'm sitting with myself. Or sitting outside and just watching the birds and the trees.
Listening to nature.
Those things, instead of, I would always think, I should be listening to an audiobook, doing a meditation. I should be learning astrology in all of my free time. So once I've shifted my nervous system down, it started to kind of meet me in a different way. Then of course I got this information, and that felt like a snap right into place of who I am. But it really did start with conscious nervous system regulation of saying, I'm not going to give myself another stimulus. I play a Hello Kitty Island Switch game, recommended by some of the therapists. That one and Animal Crossing are really relaxed. So even playing video games that aren't like stressful, you know, like not timed or you're gonna die or something. That was something that a few psychologists had recommended to me as low stimulus, because I'm not having to think or do anything. And then as I'm doing these things, that's when all my downloads come in.
Just allowing yourself to get present. Any way that looks. You know, time doesn't exist. That's just going to the beach and sitting, going outside in nature, sitting, going on a walk. It's one of the best things to do, is just walk. And no phone, maybe put some music in, or not, just listen. And then when you get present, that's when information starts to come in. That's when you start to realize the path you need to be going. It's just weird things, how it all works.
It is very weird, but it works.
Every time I wanted to improve something, like my fitness, okay, let me find some fitness guys that look the way I want to look, maybe operate the way, study them a little bit, and then just go put the work in. That's why I just did a 30-day calisthenic thing. So I was like, I was doing a lot of weights, wanted to shift into calisthenic to get more flexible, get more body weight stuff going. So I found a guy, did his program. That's been good. Getting healthy and like figuring out how I operate. I found Dr. Joe Dispenza, studied his work, read his books, and then immediately went to work doing the meditations and doing the work.
But you studied his work. That's an important part.
Yeah, it's like
you didn't just brush over it.
No, it's like I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Like I said, there's so much information. There's somebody like if there's something you want to do in life, there's somebody that's already done it at a high level. You just have to study what they did and go do it.
Yeah.
Like just put that work into whatever area that is. If it's health, fitness, whatever, earning money, finding relationships. Like there's people that are really good at building relationship advice or like teaching you how to have a relationship with somebody. So study some of the best relationship whatever it is. Brian Tracy talked about that. If you want to be successful, find somebody that's successful in the area that you want to be in and just do what they did.
Right.
And then you may have to tweak it, may put your personality, maybe outwork them a little bit, whatever it is. But that's really everything that I've done. I wanted to change my health, found Dr. Joe, studied his work, and then I immediately started putting the work in. And his work is meditating, getting present, acting as if and feeling as if the events already happened. That's how the true manifestation really works. That I've come to understand is just thanking the universe in advance for everything that's coming.
I have started doing that.
And it's like, it was really hard for a while to do that, to like really feel as if I had all this money that I wanted to have, or this house on the water and all this stuff. But then it's like the way he worded it was just make space for the universe to provide. And not take up space feeling lack or separate or all this other stuff. And that just made a lot of sense to me. It's like, okay, so if I'm feeling this lack or separation from not having the thing, and I'm trying to feel like I have the thing without having the thing, without feeling the lack, then I just have to make space. And if I'm believing that the universe is always working in my favor, everything's always been provided as it's supposed to, when it's supposed to, however it's supposed to, and I just surrender all that to like, hey, this is what I really want, feel like what it would feel like, that feels really good, cool, let it go, and then make room and allow the universe to operate as it's going to.
That speaks to not holding on to things that have outgrown their stay. We've definitely had these conversations about how do I let people go and like how do I deal with those things when it comes to other people. But it's attachment, like you said. It's being open to what's aligned, and those things will simply be there. And then making space by letting go of the things that have gone. Because if someone, let's say there's a breakup or a friendship ends, and you're ruminating on this person, this loss, it keeps you in the loss, in the lack. It doesn't give space for a new thing to come in.
It doesn't allow it to open. You gotta be open. You gotta like shift something out, push something out. That's why a lot of the meditations, like, oh, imagine roots coming out of your feet, and like as you breathe it in, fresh new energy's coming in. As you breathe out, all the stale, used up energy is going out. So it's like, what's that signifying? You're making room for better stuff to come to your life. You're making room for the life that you want to live, but you have to let go of the things that are holding you back. And a lot of times, it's just a belief. Is the one thing that's holding you back. Is how you believe. And a lot of people are like, oh, limited thinking or stinking thinking or whatever. Like, you just have to pay attention to how you talk to yourself first and foremost, like the self-talk that comes up. Like, think about something you want to have, and then be aware of the first, second, third thought that comes immediately after that. And if it's like, but this or and that, it's immediately like there's a limit into what you're allowing to come in. You're limiting just by even thinking what if or but and all this stuff. You just got to pay attention and develop an awareness. That's what I did for years, is study my thoughts, and I would say something to myself and I'd immediately see how my own brain responded to it, how my own inner dialogue. I'm like, damn, it's still being limited. I'm still being limited. So I just had to like undo all that. I had to go back in and figure out why it was like that.
So what'd you do? How did you, let's say in the moment, you know, a thought comes up.
And then immediately, like if it's like, I want to earn $100,000 a month. This is like a goal that I've been on for a long time. And immediately it's like, well, what if, how am I gonna? And then you start questioning how or why. Like that's a limit, because there is no limit to what the universe can provide and how it can. So that was one thing that I had to shift. It was like, okay, well, it's not for me to determine how or why. It's not for me to figure out. Like, my job is to know exactly what it is that I want, get super, super duper clear about it, like vividly clear, very detailed, smell it, feel it, taste it, like go through it in my mind, what it would feel like, taste like, smell like, all that stuff, and then just release that out there. That's the signal that I sent out. And then the feeling that I feel about it, is how I draw it back. So if I'm constantly like, oh, this is what I want, it feels so good, and then I immediately go, but if, or what if this,
Yeah.
or man, that sounds like a lot, and like you're in your thoughts, your internal dialogue, your internal nervous system still like, it sounds really good, John, but I don't know. Like, how did you grow up? What did your parents ever earn? Like those type of things, like that's when you have to go back and rewire yourself to be a different human. You just have to become a brand new person. And if people can walk into a 7-day advanced retreat with all this cancer in their body and be that person, but then change their beliefs, learn how to meditate, learn how to connect to a universal energetic field that we're all connected to, and then walk out a completely different person with no cancer by putting nothing into the body at all. It's just learning how to shift some internal operating systems, unwiring some previous, wired in beliefs, and then rewire it to be completely different. And when you can learn to shift, and then it takes like the daily discipline to be aware of mainly the self-talk, and even like you'll tell friends or you'll tell some close ones like your goals or like your ambitions, and people are never going to have the same belief of what you're capable of than you should have of yourself.
And most don't have the belief that it's possible.
Yeah, because they've never done it.
Look crazy.
It's like if they've never done it, how are they going to believe that that's possible for their own selves or for somebody else?
Because to them, like right now,
so
your level away. Like, well, you're on my level, so that means you can't do it either.
Right, like,
but
how are you going to do something I can't? Like, okay, well, you got to shift. And like, how do you shift? Like, I don't know, just study any person that's making over 6 figures a year or any person that's making millions a year. Like, if you study their habits and their beliefs, I promise you, they have great self-talk. They motivate themselves. They talk to themselves in a way like it's happening. It's already done. I'm living out, ready to receive it. And they're not focused on how or why or where it's coming from. They just know exactly what it is. And you can't just sit back and like, okay, I thought this and I felt it. Now I just like sit back and do nothing, and it's just going to be delivered. Like it's going to show up at your door. It could, not likely though. But what you'll find that starts happening is you'll start taking different actions in your life. You'll start doing things a little different. You'll start waking up at 4:50 in the morning, going to the gym every day. You'll start doing stuff, drinking water, stop drinking alcohol as much. You'll start finding these little shifts that like allow you to be the person that you want to be or to become. Because you'll notice the stuff that was there before just doesn't align anymore, doesn't feel right. It wasn't getting you to that level. And you have to like surrender and give up some things, but like be very clear. That's another reason I don't think most people are very clear, have any idea what they truly want. I mean, I heard Rogan talk about this. He's like, I think most people just really want to be semi-retired. Like if every human could just, like, we all want to be loved. We all want to have family and friends that we can hang with and enjoy. We all want to have enough money to be able to do what we want when we want. But he's like, I think most people would just like love to be semi-retired. What I mean by that is like wake up and have something 2 to 3 hours a day that, they want to go do that they really enjoy doing. But the rest of the time they get to just hang with their friends, go to the beach, get out in nature, go do yoga, whatever, breath work, whatever it is that you want to do. So I think that's probably what most people are looking for, is like a financial freedom to be able to do what they want, when they want, how they want, whatever they want, as many times as they want. But to get there, you have to, like I said, if you're not there yet, go back to your childhood, go back to some memories, go back to some wiring, go back to your nervous system, find out like what made you tick. What beliefs did you hear? What did you hear a lot as a kid? They say you become what you think about most. So if you're all day thinking and having these like internal dialogues with your own voice, and that own voice is like a negative or limited voice in any way, like it can't be limited at all. For abundance to come in.
That's the thing, is really rewiring.
And it's designed to be that way. That's the other thing. Like we're programmed and designed as humans to be like analytical and questioning and why this and why that, and it wants to predict our future all the time. And usually it's predicting a negative path. So it's like
that's an interesting
to
thing.
Change the negative path that we're built inherently, like as human, like our system. It's like that's when you have to like really study some of the greats that have done incredible things and rewired people's minds and like allowed them and showed them what they're really capable of.
Yeah.
I mean, you take somebody that has stage 4 cancer, been told they have a month to live, and they cure it in 7 days without any chemo or radiation or anything. What do you think their belief system does about anything else in their life from that point forward?
Yeah.
What do you mean I just cured myself of cancer?
Yeah.
Like I was told by that doctor right there, they're making $500,000 a year. They've got all these degrees. They went all the smartest schools in the world for like 12 plus years. He's telling me I'm dead in a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I just connected to a universal field of energy and healed myself in 7 days.
Yep.
You don't think they're going to like immediately start to think, well, shit, I could probably start making 6 figures a month.
Anything's
Or I can
possible.
like I just have to shift my mindset, connect, and then learn how to do it.
Yep.
Learn how to be, and that's the other thing too, like being open to receive. I don't think most of us are built inherently to be able to be open to receive.
No,
it's
we're
like
not.
It feels really good to give.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like Christmas, feels really good to give somebody something, see the joy from them opening it, and then when you get something, it's like cool. It feels good, but like it feels better to give.
Yeah.
So it's like to be open to receiving from like a connected, energetic realm that you can't see, taste, touch. It takes time.
Yeah.
And it takes practice to like, first of all, be aware of it, have the awareness that it's there.
Yeah.
And then be able to connect to it so that you have that experience. And then once you have one experience, then you'll understand what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like to explain it to somebody that's never connected or felt like the love or felt the connection of oneness, that everything is all connected.
Right.
Like once you have a few of those experiences and then it becomes so real to you, that experience you had, then it's like you start to understand a little bit more, and then you can dive in a little deeper, and it's a little easier to rewire, a little wider to, get in there and be like, okay,
Right.
well, that belief just didn't land well, and like me thinking that way has got me to here, so maybe I need to shift that thinking and get to here, and then you'll make a couple tweaks, and then you'll elevate, and then it's like, okay, I'm on the right path, and then it starts to work, and then as it works, then you just do more of it.
Right. That that kind of led me to an interesting place where we can, I guess, end on in a bit. I was watching this video about dreams. And apparently there's a place that a lot of us go to, and it's called Mall World. Highly recommend you looking into this. There are maps, there are drawings, there are descriptions, and one of the people described my elevator dreams. No shit. Described my elevator dream. And so I'm thinking, whoa, this is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
And like they're describing, there's different areas in Mall World. It's not necessarily a mall. It's also a school and a cafeteria, and it's a theater. And
sounds like some Stranger Things to me.
it is nuts. My psychological testing felt like Stranger Things.
That's fine.
That was crazy. But they're believing that the theater is the Akashic Records. And so like the people who are having the dream experience,
right,
they arrive at the theater.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other people, souls, and they're all watching this screen, but it's their own life for each of them. And the person who is dreaming may not necessarily be able to see theirs. So they can see like all these people watching, and they know that they're watching and reviewing their things, and there's a belief that maybe it's where we go to like be guided on our path, see what our possible outcomes are for different scenarios. Highly recommend looking into this whole thing. It's really interesting. There's very consistent descriptions, like there's an airport, like the mall becomes an airport, and you look out and you see the tarmac and planes, and I have this dream, and then on the other side is a beach, and there is. Why is there a beach? No one knows, but each place is considered, it's starting to seem like maybe we're all traveling to this spirit realm kind of school place. By the way, my brother-in-law read the book. He finally read that darn book.
Which book?
Journey of Souls. He will not return it to me.
Perfect. Perfect. I got some new books I'm gonna get on to. It's funny you talking about dreams. I was watching that Jesse Michaels and Joe Rogan podcast. Like Joe Rogan went on Jesse Michaels podcast. I was watching it last night, and there's all these and they were talking about Egypt, Australia, like these caves in Australia, like all these like old, way back, thousands of years. But they think that they figured out like the dreamland and then what happens to our actual soul when we cross there, like when we pass from Earth.
Yeah.
They think our souls go through the Stargate because there's all these hieroglyphics of these gates with the stars above it, and then we pass through Orion's belt as our soul. And so like these, I don't know, like you should listen to that part of the podcast. It was unbelievable. And it was like, depending on how well you did in your life, how well you were able to get in your own mind, elevate your consciousness, elevate others around you, help as many, you know, collective souls or consciousness like elevate their best selves, depends on your journey through Orion's belt and how difficult the journey will be through Orion's belt based on how well you did in the Earth simulator down here. And then that's how you get to, you know, ascend as like an ascended master or an archangel, or you just get sent right back down to figure it all out again and see if you can learn how to elevate souls and collective consciousnesses. And you know, he's like, man, we're all meant to love and just love everybody, but there's so much like hate and, you know, just crap goes on in the world just because of different beliefs, and that's what it all comes down to. And he's like, and they were talking a lot about telepathy and like Elon's neurochip and like how there's already I think Google created this device already that you can just put on your head.
Oh no.
And then I can think a thought and then you receive it immediately, and then you think a reply and then I receive your reply. And so it's like they figured out.
But we're already doing that.
Yeah, so but like if people could really do it on command, everybody could do it. Joe Rogan's like, it would change the entire world because then nobody would be able to bullshit anybody. Like the government wouldn't be able to bullshit because you could understand what they're really thinking.
Right.
And not what they're saying.
Right.
So it was like fascinating just to hear, but there were so many documented things about this Stargate and Orion's belt and how souls, and it was like this one tribe that was like tracking it in a cave of like, they just kept coming back and they would remember like this is how it all happens and this is how it all works. And
maybe
like
that's why the limiter ended up coming into play.
It's crazy. Like
you can't remember.
Yeah, it's like how they talked about it and like how they put all these different cultures and different like regions of the world that had all the same information. And it was all like the timelines were all like, it was wild. I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy if we go up through a Stargate and then through Orion's belt. Because it's like the cosmos all makes sense, but then like that's why some people's journey through that part of it's tougher because they just didn't do enough, you know, to either get their own mind right and then help others. I think we're all designed to, like I said, love everybody, love everything, feel the connection to all of it, and then help as many people as we can along their journey. But you have to start your own journey first. Right. Whole emphasis of this podcast is just starting some type of journey, health related, you know.
Focus on it.
Yeah, focus your health, your finances. I mean, it all plays into each other. My main focus is my health because, like, without my health, I can't do anything else. Yeah. And then I look at all these people that have had billions of dollars, like the Steve Jobs, all these people, and then they lose their health and they're dead. Gone. And then all the material shit that you worked all this time trying to obtain and get. That's another thing too. You gotta like start. I've really over the years shifted that. Like I used to have Tahoes, man. If my kids spilled French fries or something, I was like, "Oh my god, my car!" And like, man, none of this stuff's coming with it. So it's like I've just completely let all that stuff go, and you feel so much lighter the minute you don't hold on to anything. Like my wife got she got an accident last week. Somebody hit her car, and like before 10 years ago, I probably like, "Oh my god, the car's in." Like, are you good? She's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right, cool. Whatever. We got insurance. All that stuff takes care of itself. So it's just like you can't be too attached to stuff that you're not gonna have, or when you pass, like somebody else will live in this house one day. Like, I'm gonna take care of the house because the house is energy and it has its own personality. It has its own being to it. So keeping it clean. Keeping it clean, keeping it healthy, and like keeping it vibrant and all stuff. Like the house does, return karma and all that good stuff to you, the energetic stuff back to you. So it's like I don't know, just think and feel different, and I promise you your life can change drastically. And then learning how to assign a proper value, which is your only superpower as a human.
Yep.
Your only thing you have 100% control over is like, am I assigning a good value that's going to land for me in a place that's going to allow me to feel healthy, feel happy, feel light, feel energetic, move forward? Or is this, a feeling that I'm assigning a value that's storing a negative connotation or a negative feeling, a negative emotion, and it's going to store something that's going to damage some cells, it's going to damage some other cells, it's going to turn into a sickness,
right?
Potentially a cancer. You never know. That's why it's important just to like assign the value. Maybe give it, I used to give myself time limits. Like I would set like a 2-minute timer, a 30-second timer, and if something like really sucked, I would sit with it for maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I would process all those emotions, let them all run through me.
Yeah.
And then instead of just holding on to it for an entire day, month, week, year, couple years, which I see a lot of people do on the road rage, everything. Man, it's like,
road rage.
Man, you cut somebody off, it's like their whole day's wrecked.
Yeah.
Or like somebody blows a tire, whole day's wrecked. Other people, they blow a tire, I'm like, man, 3 stayed up. Sweet. You know what I mean? It's like, and they just keep going. Like, it's like you just gotta learn how to like, it's all in how you assign the value. So
That's
it's like,
great.
Are you gonna be somebody's like, oh shit, my tire went down, like this is gonna cost $300 in your week's ruin? Or like, did 3 stay up and you stayed alive? You didn't flip off a brick. You know what I mean? It's like, cool, 3 stayed up, I'm good.
Yeah, didn't get in a wreck.
Whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's all in how you assign a value, how it lands, and if it's gonna land or it's gonna like make you feel something you don't necessarily want to feel, that's not the right value to assign. Maybe assign a different one, recognize how you feel after you assign it. If it doesn't feel good, reassign it.
Yeah.
And keep reassigning it until it feels good in your body.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, you gotta have to, develop an awareness of how your body feels. Maybe learn how to do a scan from head to toe.
Yeah.
What feels tight, what feels off. Like your body will tell you.
Yeah.
Like your back's tight, your stomach's tight, your ribs, like some area will just like get tight and tense. You gotta learn to like work that out and energetically release it.
Yeah.
So
let it go.
If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything.
That's right.
We'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.